this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports. We're bringing it to you right here from Past 400 weekend. We're set up in the pit Sunday morning. Got the last chance qualifiers going on. The fields are set for the Past Super Late Model as well as the Sportsman Tour. Caught up with a special guest walking around the pits. It's Bob Bolles. He's a senior tech editor from Circle Track Magazine, and everybody reads Circle Track Magazine, knows what's going on. Bob, you've been traveling the Northeast, hitting a lot of different short tracks, and what do you think of these two little tracks in Maine that you hit?
That's pretty nice. I went to Unity last night, and a lot of exciting action at that track. A lot of side-by-side racing for a small track, and this is my first time here, of course, so it's all working out good. I just ran into a friend of mine over here, Jay Fogelman.
Jay Fogelman, yeah, he's up from North Carolina. Come back, take some of that Yankee money, he calls it. And but you couldn't have picked a better weekend to choose to come to Beech Ridge. I mean, the Past 400 weekend started back in 2005. They didn't know what to expect. You know, they threw a lot of money out there, and they hoped the crowd would be receptive to it, the racers receptive to it, and it has. It's turned into a huge, huge deal.
The Past series is really a good series. I mean, that's what I'm doing with this tour of the United States. I'm doing is trying to find series and sanctioning bodies and racetracks that are doing the right thing. And if we can demonstrate what they're doing, other tracks can follow suit, maybe build the sport up a little bit.
And that's what happens is, you know, sometimes now I think racing's changed a little bit. You need a little more entertainment value for it. People want to come in, pay $20, and go home and think they got $40 worth of value out of it.
Yeah, racing's changed a lot, and it's continuing to change with this economy and everything. I think the promoters and the track owners have to be on top of what's going on and change what they're doing. If they keep doing the same thing, I think they're going to fall behind.
Yeah, now talk a little bit about this AMSOIL Great American Circle Track Tour. I mean, who came up with the concept and how has it worked?
I came up with the idea. I was rejected about 5 years ago on the idea, and then about 3 years ago, they wanted some ideas on how to promote the magazine. So I said, buy me a motorhome, I'll tour the country, and sure enough, they did it. So here I am. I did the whole Southeast last year, which is a big chunk of the United States. We're on the Northeast this year. Of course, we're here in Maine. We're going back down through Massachusetts and Connecticut. Third year is going to be Midwest, fourth year West Coast. So we're covering the whole country.
Yeah, and then it's been great to give back to the races, and they obviously have been receptive to having you at their tracks, as it's bringing them added exposure.
Right. We do an article a month. We do about 2 racetracks per article, and I explain what went on, how they run the racetrack, how the races work, and what the class structure is. And kind of some ideas about what's going right and what's going wrong with each situation. And I'm sure Track doesn't appreciate me telling what's going wrong, but then again, maybe he doesn't know.
If they take that as a positive
Exactly.
and turn it in.
So,
now, in your whole tour, general scheme of things, is this the first time you got to be on television?
Actually, second time.
Second, so I finished second again, but no, that's all right. But I appreciate you taking the time with us, Bob, and get ready to enjoy some great racing up here at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
I am. I'm glad to be here, so thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of the day.
Take care.
Thank you. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on Mainly Motorsports.
5 years ago, I went shopping for my family's first camper. I didn't like the prices, and I didn't like the way I was treated. A year later, I opened up Scott's Recreation.
Today, Scott's Recreation is Maine's exclusive multi-line Heartland dealer, along with being Maine's #1 fifth-wheel dealer 2 years in a row. Browse through the new 2012 Heartland models or take advantage of closeout prices on 2011s. Scott's welcomes almost anything in trade, financing available too. Scott's Recreation, Route 202 in Manchester, and their new Turner location on Route 4.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Northern Race Tire, dealer for Sunoco Race Fuels, distributed by New England Racing Fuel. Award Champs, rewarding your champions, the official supplier of Mainly Motorsports.
Welcome back to Mainely Motorsports. There was no show last week, forgot to tell you why, but obviously anybody that's been following along knows the big Mainly Motorsports TV 400 was last weekend at Richmond Karting Speedway. And we'll have some highlights in an upcoming show, but let me tell you, those kids did a great job. What an awesome weekend of racing. Congratulations to all the winners. But we still got some champions we're crowning throughout the state of Maine, and last week, September 10th, Speedway 95 finished up their season and crowned some new champions, some repeat winners, some new winners, and also Alice Baker turned the reins over to Del Merritt, who's now going to run Speedway 95. Alice and Del have done it together, but she's decided she's had enough. We're going to miss her. Going to miss her up there at the Northeast Motorsports Expo. She was always a major player up there and always one of the biggest supporters of what we do. So thank you for all you've done in motorsports, Alice, and enjoy these next two pieces.
This is Chris Marley, and we're here with Shelby Kimball at Speedway 95. Shelby, I want to be the first to congratulate you. You have been awarded the Mainely Motorsports Driver of the Month Award for August 2011, so we want to congratulate you on that, Shelby, and there you go. We've also got a hat here for you, and we have a sweatshirt from LKQ, so again, congratulations. Okay.
Surprise? Yeah, but I'm not complaining.
Okay, congratulations.
In there at night, and she does all the paperwork and stuff and never sees a race. Well, Kim finally got her out here tonight, and I want to thank her very much. Alice, I know this has been a long time for coming, and I just want to share a few things with you. Way back in the early days there, Ricky Craven raced here. Yeah, in a 6-cylinder car and banged doors with Mikey Harnish and all kinds of that. Matter of fact, the flagman up here, his grandfather raced here against Ricky Craven. And then after that, Andy Santerre raced in here in the Super Street division. And Alice was happy to see that. And he went on to win 4 Busch championships there. And a few years ago, he was voted the best Busch driver of all time in the North Series. And O'Connor GMC and Wicked Good Vintage Racing with Greg Vino were good enough to let us use this car here tonight. So I want to thank him very much. Alice, it's just a small token, but these flowers today represent what the people of Speedway 95 want to tell you that they did. Debbie Fippin's got a plaque for you right now. Debbie? Yeah. Debbie,
it reads.
Okay, the plaque reads, awarded to Alice Baker. Her mission, keeping Speedway 95 Maine's family fun track. Thank you, the racing community, Alice. Okay. We're giving away a few of these wreaths that on December 12th, they're going to be placed on graves at Arlington National Cemetery. Wreaths Across America, we contacted them yesterday. When they put one of those wreaths this year at Arlington National Cemetery, it's going to have Alice Baker's name on it. And this is quite an honor, and this is the wreath right here. And George Thomas is going to present this to Alice Baker right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Alice, thank you very, very much. Okay. This is going to be really hard for Alice right now. We've got a checkered flag right here, and as you all know, this is Alice's last night. And I want you to give her a round of applause because she's been here through thick and thin when we first raced. You guys ought to stand up because if it wasn't for her, none of this would have happened here. Alice, we're going to give you the checkered flag right now.
You get to hand the torch to Deb.
And with this checkered flag right here, she's going to pass the reins over to Del Merritt, who's got a lot of plans for Speedway 95 next year. So Del, can you just say a few words as Alice presents the checkered flag to you?
I can. I give her a chance to change her mind now. I mean, I've been with her for 24 years. She's a great partner. The only thing that I can say is I promise that we're going to carry on the tradition of Speedway 95 and have stock car racing here for many years to come.
People will do whatever they gotta do to get to Ossipee Trail Motor Sales, Route 25, Gorham.
Clark's Car Crushing has been a family-owned and operated business since 1978. We do everything from crushing cars, handling industrial scraps, to buying the scrap metal right out of the back of your pickup. Copper, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, you name it, we'll buy it. We have roll-off containers of all sizes for industrial accounts. We'll handle the legwork with full drop-off and pickup services. So for a professional job, guaranteed honest weights, and top dollar paid statewide, come see the Clark family in Farmingdale, Maine. Clark's Car Crushing. Don't fix it, scrap it.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
You're watching Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by Scott's Recreation, now at 3 convenient locations. Go to scottsrecreation.com to view their inventory. Clark's Car Crushing, located in Hollowell, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid.
This is Chris Marley. We're here at Speedway 95 on the final Saturday night of the season, and that means championship night. We're here with Ryan Maudry, who just took the championship for the Bomber Division. Ryan, we want to congratulate you. Tell us what this championship means to you, Ryan.
It means a lot. It's my second championship in my racing career, and I'd like to thank Ed Libby for helping me this year because he let me drive his car.
And Ryan, what do you think the biggest hurdle is in winning a championship for you?
Probably being here every year and finishing in the top 3 most of the time and just having good luck.
And who do you have behind your race team that you'd like to thank and sponsors?
I'd like to thank Ed Libby at Work Store and S&R Machine Racing for helping me this year.
Okay, well, Ryan, again, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you out here again next year.
Thank you.
Okay. We're here with Steve Moulton, who has just taken the Sportsman's Division Championship here tonight. We want to congratulate you for that championship. Steve, last year in 2010, you had a year that was just kind of full of controversy and a very unsettling year for you. This year you come back in. You've had a tremendous year outside of a few mechanical issues that you've had to deal with. What do you think has made the difference for you between 2010 and this season here?
Seriously, it's the anger management class I took. It really did. It calmed me down a lot, and it showed by I haven't gone 1 year yet without getting kicked out, and this is the first year I haven't had any problems. So I had to. My family loves it. My kids love it. So I had to do something.
Well, certainly commend you for that, and it has shown out there this year and what you've been done. Who's behind you that you'd like to thank, Steve, for helping you to obtain this championship?
Well, the 2 main people is Shane and Eric Tatro. When it comes to setting race cars up, they're good. Right now, they run the Pass Tour, and they've won the first 2 races in the Pass Tour. So that, and I got to thank JoJo. I got to thank my wife and my kids. And Bernie Thayer, he builds me a hell of an engine every year. Thayer's Automotive builds engines. And I actually got to thank Dal for letting me come back. Yeah. So I got to thank Dal for that too.
Well, great. Well, it's good to have you back out here, Steve, and we look forward to seeing you out here again next year. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. We're here with Bradley Norris, who has just accomplished the championship in the Sport 4 division. Want to congratulate you, Bradley. You've had a great season. Can you just sum the season up for us and what it's been like for you out here this year?
Yeah, the season's been ups and downs like any other season. We were really strong at the beginning of the year, won 6 races almost back-to-back. And then we had some bad luck, but we were able to hold on to the points lead somehow. So,
well, that's great. And who's behind you that has helped you along with this championship?
I couldn't have done this without Robert Fargo, my crew chief. We started this last winter thinking, how are we going to go on the bottom, which is where nobody wants to be down here. We got a setup that works, a real soft setup. It worked awesome, and that's why we're here.
Well, you're here all right. You've accomplished that 2011 championship. We from Mainely Motorsports want to congratulate you on that, and we look forward to seeing you out here again next year, Bradley. Okay. We're here with Andrew McLaughlin, who has just took the Strictly Street Championship for 2011. Congratulations. How's that feel for you?
Thank you. It feels great. This is my first full year racing, and I made it a goal at the beginning of the year to win a championship. it's been, you know, a goal for our team, and we won a lot of races doing it, and we had a great time.
And who do you have behind you that you'd like to thank, or people that maybe helped you get where you are tonight?
Well, I got to start off first of all with my dad. He raced here for a long time, and a couple winters ago we decided that we were going to build a race car for me, and he's put his heart and soul into it, you know, helping me and dropping a lot of his own stuff, you know, to help me whenever he had a chance, and works on it more than I do usually. You know, he's always out in his garage, you know, messing with it, and he builds my motors. You know, he's the only reason, you know, I am where I am, and I can't thank him enough. It's just real nice to have someone like that behind me, and it's fun to be able to do it as a family, you know. And I got to thank all my sponsors. He's also my primary sponsor, McLaughlin's Garage and Auto Supply, Strout's Logging and Snow Plowing, Coal Creek Heating, Wright's Bait, Steve's Collision Center, Bayside Shop and Save, Four Corners Shop and Save, my brother Eric, everybody that comes up here every weekend and helps me. You know, they don't get much out of it other than just, you know, watching me race, and it's nice to have all the help, you know.
Sounds like you got a lot of support behind you. Well, again, we want to congratulate you from Mainely Motorsports, and we look forward to seeing you out here next year. Are you planning on running the same class again next year, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm gonna run down to Unity for the rest of the year this year, and unless I end up getting rid of this car and maybe moving up, but I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun where I am right now, you know, and you know, I think I'll probably stick with this car. You know, I got a real good car, and you know, we had a lot of fun this year. You know, with the big Daikidor race up here this summer, and that I won that. So we're just having a lot of fun right now, and not going to worry about, you know, moving up yet.
That Daikidor, if I remember right, you took that from the green all the way to the checkered lead, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, that was a real fun race. That was another goal of ours, was to win that, and I led every lap and beat a real good racer in Kyle McAlpine. You know, gave me a good run towards the end. So we had a lot of fun.
Well, great. Well, once again, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you.
Okay, Andrew. We're here with Mike Hopkins, who just grabbed the championship in the late model division 2011. Mike, man, what a race out there tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's not the way I wanted it. I would like to go on into it a little bit easier, but come down to the last lap in the third and fourth place car, I ended up fifth. The flat right front tire was going down since halfway, and I just was biting my tongue and white knuckles, just hoping for the best. And Andy Saunders got around Ryan Dean. That made the difference for 1 point.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, last week, right around lap 4, you had a tire go down on you, and you come back out at the back of the pack, and by lap 32 you had come back up into fourth place, only to end up on the roof because of a skirmish going on in front of you. Tell us what that was like for you coming back tonight, knowing that you had a 1 point lead on Ryan, and Dale was riding back there about 23 points. What was that like for you?
Well, it was tough. You know, I've been upside down before, but I mean, we come in at lap 16 with a flat right front tire, and the guys come in, did an excellent job, got the right front back on it, and we went back out, and I knew it was do or die, I had to go, and I got back up to 6 in the restart, got up to third, sat on the outside of the first and second place car, and they got together, come out of 2, and I lifted, and I shouldn't have lifted, I should have stayed in the throttle, and I did. Ryan come back up the racetrack, caught me in the left front tire, and hit me in the tires and flipped me over, but nothing to Ryan, it was just I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and cost us a fair amount of money to get it back together this week, and a lot of time. And I gotta thank my wife and my father-in-law and my whole crew: Anthony Wilcox, Jimmy Goodman, Josh Dow, the guys that work for me, my kids, everybody. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here tonight. So,
absolutely. And we've heard some rumors that you're possibly running some pass tour races. Is that?
Well, that's our plan. I mean, if I this was kind of my goodbye to this place. I mean, I grew up racing here, mini stocks, and coming here as a kid. My house is only about 10 minutes from here, so it ain't far. Our plan is I think we're going to switch this car over to go to Beech Ridge, race some Saturday night races, and try to hit a couple pass races. Hopefully pass will come back to Speedway and maybe Unity. A couple close tracks where I've raced at, I'm good at. And race, like I said, some weekly races at Beech Ridge, and we got another late model at the shop we're going to put together and race here and around. And I love this late model race, and this is a good class, and Dell, little Tinker and Dell have a good place here, I think. So.
Yep, absolutely, I agree with that. Okay, well, listen, thanks for taking a few minutes with you. We congratulate you, and we look forward to seeing you on the track somewhere next season.
I appreciate you guys coming up and doing this interview. It was greatly to see you.
Yep. Thanks now.
Hey, I'm Kyle Busch, and when I'm in Maine, I watch Mainely Motorsports.
Have a ticket but need a ride? Let VIP take you to the hottest events, including Entertainer of the Year, Taylor Swift at Gillette Stadium, June 25th and 26th. Or country music superstar and Grammy Award winner Kenny Chesney, August 27th. And September 25th, don't miss the NASCAR Sylvania Sprint Cup at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Leave the driving to VIP and let VIP take you to the hottest events. Call or reserve online at VIPchartercoaches.com.
At Southern Maine Motors, we're celebrating Jeep's 70th anniversary with our spring events. Get the vehicle you want at a price no one else can touch, like a 2011 Jeep Compass, lease for only $239 a month for 39 months, or a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee, lease for only $299 a month. Plus, right now, used car values are at an all-time high. Bring in your own vehicle and drive off in a brand new car. With savings this big, it's no wonder Southern Maine Motors is out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealer. Visit southernmainmotors.com.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Corp. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham. Moody's Collision Centers, now in 5 convenient locations. Biddeford, Gorham, Portland, Sanford, and Scarborough.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
Here we are at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway for SouthernMaineMotors.com Pro All-Star Series 400 weekend. We're here Sunday morning. We've got 2 features already done with just some great racing. Everybody's talking. We can't wait to get to that super late model race. And Ken, one of the Southern Maine Motors drivers. We got Scott Mulkern and Lonnie Somerville. Lonnie Somerville won the last time they were here, so can they put it into victory lane and just make the perfect day for the sponsor? But you know, there's a lot of racing that took place yesterday. We got some racing that's already taken place today. We're going to catch up with some of the winners from today and yesterday and today, and hear their thoughts on the race and what it means to be a part of this past 400 weekend. Okay, we're here with the winner of the Legends race, and probably with 5 to go, you didn't think that you had a chance to win that race. Evan had quite a lead, but you got a timely caution. You had the best car at the end of the race, and you were able to hold him off and pick up a win.
Yeah, I really didn't think I was going to get him. My car wasn't going too good into that caution. Well, that's a long race, 50 laps, and about lap 30, my car started getting really loose, and that caution is just what I needed. Cool my tires down. I got to thank Terry. He helped me set it up, and man, on that last restart, it was going. It was coming off the turn really good.
Yeah, it was. Now, this past 400 weekends continues to grow and grow and grow each year, and I know for you guys in the Legends Tour, this is a big deal to win in front of all the super late model drivers and teams and crews.
Yeah, it is, and on top of that, if you finish in the top of the division, you qualify to go down to the Nationals, and that's big too, down in Las Vegas. And so I don't know if I'm going to Las Vegas or not, but we're going to try.
Yeah, so obviously some people helped get you here and helped make this whole season possible, and in the last month or so, you've been one of the top runners on this tour week in, week out.
Yeah, I got to thank BDS, Karen Science, Quinn Allboys. Quinn Allboys have a little bit of work. I apologize, Chad. That was my fault, but Quinn Allboys have a little bit of work. They do an awesome job with paint scheme and everything. So does Karen Science.
All right, well, congratulations on picking up the win on the past 400 weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, we're here with the winner in the modified race on Saturday, and started from the pole, made it look easy, but you've won a lot of races here. Compare this to some of the other things that you've done in a race car, Dale.
This was a lot more nerve-wracking because, first of all, it's only my second race in an open wheel, and starting on the pole, you can only do worse, so I didn't really want to do that.
No, you had a comfortable lead, and it looked like something happened. Did it pop out of gear, or did what happened early in the race?
That was driver error. I was driving one-handed, and I shut the switch off by accident, and I had to look around to see what had gone wrong, and I spotted it, luckily, and fortunately got that restart and drove ahead of the guy on that. Never looked back. I just was riding around out there, and won't be quite so easy tomorrow when I got to start at the back, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I would think so. Now, what brought this on, you in one of these past mods?
A guy I met that had moved up from Florida had this old left-hander car, and he got desperate for money and shot me a price, and I said, heck with it, I'm going to come out of retirement for a few races.
Well, there you go. Well, you'll be fun to watch tomorrow when you do try to come from the back.
Well, we'll sure try to put a show on for you.
All right, Dale, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we've caught up with another Shaw that's put it in victory lane this weekend, and Andy Shaw, win number 6 in the Pro All-Star Series Modified Series, but this one was no gimme.
No, it wasn't. My car was really fast, and I was faster than Glenn Luce, and I just couldn't get a hold on him on the restarts. He was just ahead of me enough, and you know, Mayberry's restarts, I didn't want to mess up. I was waiting until Dave said go, and that's what I did. The last restart, I got even with him, and Dale kept him honest, and that really won me the race. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, Dale just got under him, and we were 3 wide getting into one, and I was able to clear Glenn, and then I got side by side with Dale. Once we got center corner, I had good drive off, and we were great.
Yeah, and I think that's what's these guys aren't going to realize what it's like to race with Dale, because Dale will keep you honest, and if you show Dale an inch, he thinks it's a mile.
Oh God, he raced for my dad when I was a little kid, and he will get all he can get, and if you give him anything, he's going to take it all.
Yeah. So let's talk about the season leading up to this weekend. I mean, you've had a great year. You've won a lot of races, leading the points again. I mean, just everything just seems to be falling into place.
Yeah. A couple years ago when Dave and Crystal Weir put this together, I had a feeling it was going to be a good thing. I had no idea it would be like it is, and I am just so happy that we got a great team. I have great guys. We got really stove up last week at White Mountain, and they worked hard. Yesterday, we had probably the best car yesterday. Last night, we changed 3 springs, and, it's an effort, We don't give up. We keep trying to get a little better, and it's just a good effort, and it works for me. It fits my driving style. It's the greatest thing I've ever raced. It's just so good.
And then to cap it off, past 400 weekend, another win here in front of a big crowd, in front of all the Super Late Model guys. I mean, it doesn't get no better.
It doesn't. It absolutely does not get any better. I mean, we've had, a testament is Johnny Clark sat down here last night, and we talked about some setup stuff, and he helped me out a little bit. And then I went to Ben's trailer and used their gale force, and just everybody, all my friends from the Super Late Models step up and help us out too, and get some good information, and that's helped us. We just stay on it.
Well, now let's see if DJ can just bring it all home, and that would be huge for the whole Shaw gang up there in North Conway area,
It would, and he looked really, really good today in practice, and he looked even better probably in his heat race yesterday, so I'm excited to go up and watch him.
All right, well, congratulations on another win, Andy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, first place, past 400 weekend, Emerson. Don't get much bigger than that, does it?
No, I can't be happier. We've come up to this race up to Beech Ridge anyway for 6 years now. We haven't been able to come home with a trophy, let alone in one piece. So this means a lot to us getting the first place past 400.
Yeah, and big crowd, all the Super Late Model guys, all the who's who in racing here in the Northeast are here this weekend, different series, and if you're going to win one, it's this weekend. But let's talk about what Bob Guptill's able to do with this mini stock tour, giving you guys an affordable tour to race around with and include it into big events like this.
Yeah, Bob's done a great job with this touring series. The first year he had started talking about it, I raced Monadnock Speedway full time. Call that my home track. I've been there forever, and every time Bob saw me, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to start this tour. Are you going to come up?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't know. I'll probably stick around here." And last minute changes, we ended up racing the tour, and I'm sure I'm glad that we did, because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of good guys. Everyone races real clean. Bob's done a wonderful job with it, and I can't be happier.
And now you can call yourself a winner for the 400 weekend here. SouthernMaineMotors.com put together this weekend with Tom Mayberry, and you're taking home some hardware.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'd like to thank Texas Roadhouse for supporting us too throughout this season. It's been a good year.
All right, congratulations, Emerson.
Thank you very much.
Okay, everybody comes down to this past 400 weekend. They always talk about the Super Late Model race, but let's just talk about that Sports Series race, or the past Sportsman. I mean, you love running that car, and every time you run it, if the thing stays together, you're always around the front.
Right, yeah, well, we started with a new car this year, so we struggled for a little bit, and it's come around. I mean, every practice out, we must have changed at least 5 or 6 things, and right before the scuff session this morning, we changed a few more things, and it come to life a little bit, at least give us an opportunity to run up front. So.
And you were in at the front, and I mean, different guys all day long. You had Clyde, you had Kerry, you had Joey Pastore back in the car after 10 years, different people, and you were able to fend them all off. And, it just seems like that outside groove's the place to be on, in the race, on restarts. And how much of an effect does that have in the race and the outcome?
Well, even in races past, since they started putting the goop on there, it's much quicker in the top than it is in the bottom, and I don't know, maybe they got to lighten up on it a little bit or whatnot, but it did make for some really good racing, that's for sure.
Yeah, so this is, do you still have a chance in the points? I know you're a former winner champion on the past Sportsman Series. Are you still in the points now, or is he too far back?
Well, unfortunately, Shane had some bad luck today, and he finished way in the back, and we won the heat and the feature last week, and, that give us some, a little bit of light there, but it's awful tight. I'd just be happy, finishing top 3 or top 5 and having some good competitive runs every week. That's really what I search for.
All right. Well, congratulations today to you and your team on a great run.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, Dan. Thanks.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
Thinking about a new camper? What if you could get a new camper now and not pay for it till next year? Now you can at Scotts Recreation. Buy a new travel trailer, we'll make your payments until January 2012. Buy any new fifth wheel, we'll make your payments until March 2012. Over 100 units in stock and online at scottsrecreation.com. Camp now, pay later.
Scotts Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Northern Race Tire, dealer for Sunoco Race Fuels, distributed by New England Racing Fuel. Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, Route 1 Saco.
All right, what a great race that was. 300 laps, typical Pro All-Star Series race for the Beech Ridge 300. A couple of cautions early, things kind of spread out, then the field gets separated, and the cream always rises to the top. We're here with third place finisher Trevor Sanborn, and I know I just said before we came on camera, you've been so close, and this is another year where you're so close to getting that first win.
Yeah, it's been tough. We've run, I don't know, like 7 of these races, and 4 or 5 of them I've been in the top 5. And I don't know, it gets old, but I'm glad we keep finishing, finishing up front. That helps. We had a real good car early, and God's honest truth, I was just riding, and we said we're not going to pit till late when the good guys pit, and we did a few adjustments, and it just didn't help it. It made it worse, and we got lucky to survive it and finish third.
Yeah, because it was you were sideways out there. You were all hands.
It was a definite handful. It was like driving a legend car.
Legend car. But talk about the race. It's a 300-lap race, but it takes, like, it's in stages.
Yeah.
I mean, how does somebody prepare for the different stages of this race?
I don't know. I mean, basically, I've thought about it which way to pit and do things, and you got to pace yourself. You can't beat and bang early. At the end, you're gonna rub fenders, 10, 20 to go, but you just got to keep your head on your shoulders and go forward.
Yeah, now you talk about the end, 20, 30 to go. You, Bradley Babb, and Lonnie Somerville were having a great battle. Lap traffic today just seemed...
Yeah.
And some days here, lap traffic is cordial. They get out of the way, they understand. But today, it seemed like every time you never caught one lapper, you were caught 2 or 3, and they were all racing each other. And I think that played in your favor in that part, and you were able to kind of break away to end up with a podium finish.
Yeah, a few times when there was like 50, 60 to go, we caught lap traffic, and I was in the wrong lane and got behind. And at that time, we caught some lap traffic. I was better than Brad, but you know how hard it is to pass here on the bottom. The car was so free up off, and if he just pinched me a little bit, I couldn't even touch the throttle, and that lap traffic kind of helped us some. And That's it.
Yeah, it was a great day for you, your team. And talk about your team. You raced here weekly. Last year you started out the year strong, won 2 races here at Beech Ridge, and then got lured by the Pro All-Star Series and King Richard to come back to race the number 4. And you went, at the end of the year, you were released again. You set your sights on the championship. Come up a little short, but I mean, this is a great way to end your year at Beech Ridge with a top 3 finish.
Definitely. This year has been a pretty good year with finishes, but overall, I have exceeded with learning how to work on the race car, do shocks, you know, front to rear, roll centers, I've done it all, and that's what's making us go better. And you know, I have some help from a couple guys down south. I have Howe helping me quite a bit. I got to thank all of them. I got to thank Bill Stilfen. That's his motor in my car. He let me run. The whole crew. They did a phenomenal job today. Pit stops, the spotter, everything. It just worked out good.
All right. Well, congratulations, Trevor, and great year. Great year, 2011. Look forward to 2012 and seeing you back in victory lane, and maybe next year you can win the 300.
Hopefully. Thank you.
All right, Trevor. And we'll be right back, and we're going to catch up with the second place runner, Scott Mulkern. Now, the second place runner. Other than Mike Rowe, you are like the old timer of this series.
I guess so. That's
right?
Great. Yeah.
That's great. I don't want to bring that up. Scott, is there anybody in this race today that passed more cars than you?
I have no idea. Did I? I don't know.
How many times you started off mid-pack? You had some problem. What happened?
Flat right off.
You got a flat and dropped to the back.
Yeah. Then, well, we got back up to somewhere there. I don't know. You got up to 4th or something. I don't know. And then we got running. We got running for quite a while there, and oh my God! I told them early, if we can get this tightness out of there, we can win. And then we went on this long green run, and usually I can hang in there pretty good, but that thing, boy, did it go pushing bad, and wore that right front right off, and I got down a lap. I mean, he told me, well, those guys coming with tires, so they lapped me. I ain't gonna quit, but then whatever, I don't remember. We put our tires on.
You pitted with the leaders, but you were as fast as anybody.
Yeah.
You looked like you were going to go up and take the lap back traditionally. You weren't going to get it lucky. You look like possibly.
That wouldn't have been too smart to do, but with the new, I wanted to kind of ride a little still, so. But anyway, then we got the lucky dog, and then I wanted to adjust the car. It was still going to be tight, so we try. You can't go crazy, but we raised the track bar, and I pitted too early. The pits weren't open.
Yeah.
So I didn't even look. I went right in the red flag. I don't know. So then they put me to the back of the longest line, and just worked out. We got back up. Geez, well, when you got newer tires, and I figured if we could put tires on right around 200, actually, if you said I think we did 216, I said perfect, but geez, I lost a lot of ground when my right front burned that off, But.
Yeah, and then you put the tires on, you came back through, and one of the things I noticed today, and I was sitting in the stands, and it brought memories of 26 years ago, watching you wheel the Steve Stacy number 79 around here on the clay. I mean, you were. I mean,
well,
it was a Scott.
You can't do that in these cars that much, but today I could. I like to be able to go. Like Mike drives like that all the time, but I say, how can you do that? You burn your car up. But today I was able to do, go up high on a guy and cut down and a little bit, but almost like the boy on the dirt, you could really do that though. Huh?
Yeah, and one thing I noticed today was usually you're a little passive out there. You're one of the guys, you'll talk in the pits like, I ain't taking nothing from nobody, right? But when you get out there, you're kind of like laid back. But today, when there was a hole, you filled it. I saw a little more aggressiveness.
But actually, I was the calmest I've been in the car for a long time. I was just pretty mellow. But I said to Trevor after, I said, well, I used you a little hard there a couple times. And he says, well, you almost put me in the wall, but no, we're good. And I said, you know, but I told Bobby Babb, his boy, was doing a hell of a job, and but I got to him, and you know, you just can't, to get by them on the bottom, you can't give an inch. So I was trying to use every bit of track, and you know, we came together barely, but I don't even like to do that. But you know, I don't like to even rub anybody, but I said I got to have every bit of track to get down in the corner. If you pinch that thing down there on the bottom for very long, you're going to go backwards. And then, you know, moving up when you almost clear people and moving up, you know. But you know, when you're passing people and you're that much faster, when people pass me like that, they come up behind me like that, I ain't going to hold them up. I'm not going to hold them off. I'm going to give them the groove. And it's like Donnie Whitten. Him and I, you know, I don't get along that great with him, but you know, today him and I thought we raced great together. They said, Donnie's coming, he's got tires. You know, what am I'm not going to screw the guy up.
Yeah.
I got no tires, so let him go. And he let me go too. So.
And that's what the thing, and one of the things we talked about earlier with Trevor, it seems like when you caught a lapper, there was more than one. There were 2 or 3 of them racing together, so it's hard for them to try to pull out away and all that, you know?
These young guys watch too much TV, because if they put me in one of them cars down south, I'd spin them guys out so quick. That mirror, I tell you what, mirror driving, that's about the, you know, we're not at Talladega.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
We're not at Talladega going down the straightaway. And,
yeah, they're looking and see what you're doing.
I don't like that
But how about a great day for SouthernMaineMotors.com?
Absolutely.
They're on board with you. They're on board with us and Lonnie. I mean,
I'm happy, yeah.
Yeah, they got to be tickled.
Oh, yeah. No, it was a great race. I hope it was fun to watch. And I'm real happy, you know. Johnny did a great job. You can't, you know, friggin' guy, you know, I mean, he's tough.
He reminds me of that guy they used to call Sunday Money, right? When the money's there, this guy goes and gets it, you know?
Yeah.
But great job by you, your whole team, SouthernMaineMotors.com, community pharmacies.
Seth Holbrook, and I had to steal him away from Lonnie. He's been with Lonnie all year, and well, him and I worked once together earlier this year, but we had trouble. And I really liked working with Seth, and you know me, all my whole life, I've just pretty much done it on my own, and kind of a hard guy to, you know, I want to call all the shots, but I kind of sat back today, and Seth is really, really good at the track. I can't say enough. He keeps me calm, and I never even usually have a spotter. My wife says spots, and she says yellow, and that's about it. And I said to Seth, I says, early on, he knows I don't like to hear too much, but I says, tell me a little more, will you? When I'm driving away, I want to know that. I don't try and look in the mirror, and if I'm clear, I want to know if I can make moves. Yeah, well, he told me that, and then he started talking a little more like I was clear by 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking, well, once I'm clear by 3, that's good enough.
Yeah, no, that's good.
No more.
But obviously the proof's in the pudding. You took home a second place run. Great job by you and your whole team.
Yeah.
And
thanks.
Are you all done for the year for yourself?
No, I'm going to go to Oxford. Yeah.
We got to see you back.
Bringing out the Dodge.
Bringing out the Dodge, the Mopar.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to Scott Mulkern and the whole community pharmacies, SouthernMaineMotors.com team. We're going to take a break, and we'll catch up with your winner, Johnny Clark.
Thanks.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
Is it time to replace that old car, but past credit problems are getting in the way? At JT Motors, credit issues are a thing of the past. We have vehicles for any need. Growing family? How about a minivan? With winter here, come in and browse our great selection of 4-wheel drive utilities. With a low down payment, you can qualify for this program despite those past credit issues. That's JT Motors, 650 Roosevelt Trail, Wyndham, where you always drive away with a smile on your face.
All right, we're here with the winner of the past 300 here at the Pro All-Star Series weekend, the SouthernMaineMotors.com weekend, Johnny Clark, win number 7 on what looks to be the 6th championship season for Clark Motorsports. And, you know, this one wasn't easy either.
No, I mean, we didn't have the best race car out there tonight. I mean, Mulkern Racing, by far, you know, did their homework, had the 2 best cars here tonight. Just circumstances didn't allow them to really, well, I mean, Scott was there and on the last restart right there side by side with me. He was good. I don't know what happened to Lonnie. Lonnie was probably a tick better than him on the first run and was certainly better than me. Just restarts would allow me, you know, with a big motor to get in front of him and then just stay on the high line, and he had nothing on the bottom. But it's unbelievable. This is our 3rd 300 and 7th win of the year, like you said. It's just been an unbelievable season.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about yesterday. The heat race, you drew a bad number, you started at the back, but you didn't show no sense of urgency. It was almost like you were out there just riding around. You didn't want to get caught up in anybody's mess. You didn't know what was going to happen. There was some new racers in that heat. You ended up going to a consi.
I looked at it and I said, well, we're in the easiest heat that we could be in, and it turned out to be the hardest one. You know, our score said that heat ran 2/10 faster than the first and second heat race. The times that I was running in 8th in line, which was not a qualified position, we were 2/10 faster than the others ended their last 5 laps. So we were fast enough to qualify in any of the other heats. It's just that was an extremely fast heat with guys that you didn't expect to be that quick. And we knocked the fender in right early on in the heat, and that hurt it really bad, and it was smoking every now and then, and really heated up the right front tire. Car was already too tight. I never guessed that the sun would have tightened the track up. I thought it was really going to free it up. So I just had a little too snug for the heat, and we just you know, got the 8th and moved on, went to the consi.
Yeah, and then obviously won the consi, and then
Right.
started mid-pack today. But it's just like any other week you start mid-pack. It doesn't take you long to charge to the front.
Today we charged a lot quicker than I ever would have thought. Kelly Moore started right in front of me. We started 21st, he was 19th. And he looked back at me, he said, so how long are you going to wait? And I said, long enough. He goes, well, how long? And I said, well, we got to wait at least 100. He goes, 100? He says, we got to wait 200. And I just shook his hand and I said, I took the lead on lap 101. And I don't know what happened to him, but I guess he got tore up, and that was close to us. And that's the scary part about being back that far is when something does tangle, you've got more cars to start, you know, blocking the track that you can't get through. So you want to try to get up as quick as you can, but as cautiously as you can.
Now I notice you guys all wait to make that pit stop, you know. Is there ever a point where you start getting nervous inside the car and say, are we going to get that caution?
You're talking when I was going like 8th throttle all the way around the racetrack, thinking I might run out of fuel?
Yeah, you know.
I got thinking, I go, well, you know, maybe someone else will run out of fuel before I do. And then I said, well, I'm probably one of the only built motors here, and everyone's got crate motors, and probably they don't burn. They probably got a lot better fuel mileage than I do. So, and being that I was a little tight, I think I ended up mashing the throttle and using a lot more throttle, so than being free and easy on the gas. So I really started worrying about the 205 mark, about running out of fuel, and I don't know if it came out at 214.
I think it was, right around 214, 215.
And I was even scared enough to where under caution, I was shutting the car off just and coasting for half a lap. I was just horrified that we could run out of gas and ruin the day.
Now, did you have plenty of fuel once?
I don't know how much fuel. I mean, they put the 11 gallons in the one tank. I mean, you know, the one can in, and that was certainly enough to go the final, 80 some odd laps.
Yeah, and then you checked out, and they kept having a caution. You know, a couple guys get together, and then, does the big motor play a big advantage for you on restarts? Because obviously the high line is where everybody wants to get. So if you're starting on the bottom, you need to clear that guy so you can slide up.
I just will not believe that this is a crate motor tour. I don't want to see them. I don't mind that there's guys that use them that can afford them, and then that's their avenue of racing. I just don't want it to be. I just want to prove that the big motors will still get the job done. They certainly get the job done on cold tires. That's why we stretch that, that tire wear as long as we can. Make people, if we're out front, then we can help, strategize and make people pit when we pit. So we want to go as late as we can, and 85 laps to go is pretty good, because then I can let it all hang out.
Yeah, and you did, and Mulkern didn't let you get away.
No, and I said on that last restart with 13 to go, I said, course, got a straightaway lead, the caution's going to come out, and they're telling me to slow down, and I'm going, yeah, right. I just want to get the race over with, get to the white flag at least. And I said when we lined up on that restart, I said, "You really need Scott to have a terrible restart to get in front of him, because just Scott's one of the good guys, and there's so much for support in the store."
Yeah, he's the
and
last
getting
guy you
sponsors.
want to use up.
I'm not going to use him up. I got to run him clean, and if he can beat me, he's going to beat me. So he had a terrible restart. I got right in front of him, pulled out 4 or 5 car lengths. I look up, and he's on my rear bumper. We go through the lap traffic, and that was the next thing I thought. I said, well, I need some lap cars. All of a sudden, boom, some lap cars came up through, and we went around them, and they, I guess, really hurt him. And I don't know if it was he couldn't tell where they were going to go, and I just pretty much had my eyes shut and went around them. But just everything worked out to our favor at the end.
Now you're looking for one more win to tie Ben's season of 8 wins, right? That's the tie.
Yeah.
Can you win them both to break it?
We we won the last White Mountain race, the only White Mountain race we've had, and we were really good. So I'm counting on being really good next weekend there, thinking that we're going to have a good quality car to compete for it. Oxford, we're going to have to do some homework. We finally seems like we figured out Beech Ridge, and being that we hadn't been at Oxford 4 or 5 years, when we went back, we weren't very good in July. So I'm hoping, I'm optimistic that we'll come up with something, and different sway bars and springs, shocks, or something that we can make work there.
Well, you've definitely on your game, you and your whole team, and we talk about that team. They just, big events these days, they just all come together and they all step up. Not only you, but the rest of them.
Exactly it. I mean, I've said it every 300 that we've won here, that the pit crew and their pit stop was just the race win and move. We came in the pits, I believe 3rd or 4th in line, and came out 7th in line, and was the first tire with 4 new tires, first car with 4 new tires. So just they did an unbelievable 4-tire stop, and that's what it takes. You got to do 4, and they work hard to be able to get that accomplished, and it's just that was partly the race win and move.
You're right, Johnny. Well, congratulations on another win at the 300 as you roll towards that 6th Pro All-Star Series championship.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on Mainly Motorsports.
Life in Maine is all about outdoor fun and being close to nature. Southern Maine Jeep is all about delivering you the best selection and the best prices at one location. Live it up with a new 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee, increased horsepower and mileage, or go for the all-new look of the Jeep Compass 4x4. If Maine had a state car, it would be the Jeep. No other vehicle has the capabilities that come standard on every Jeep. No other dealer is working as hard to be #1 as Southern Maine Motors.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Gary Hotels, located in Brunswick, Freeport, Waterville, and Augusta, the official hotel of Mainly Motorsports.
We're wrapping up the 7th Pass 400 weekend.
Yep.
Is it the 7th?
It is the 7th. Today was the 7th.
Wow. And every year they seem to get better and better and better.
Yeah, it was a good show today.
Yeah,
Run
it was.
off pretty
Good
timely.
racing, a couple of the races took them a while to get going, but once they got going,
Yep.
and first off, I want to congratulate you and the Naughty 40 team. I mean, first in the Past Sportsman race.
Yep.
And then how about Dan's first run? And is this the first time you guys attempted the 300?
I'm not sure if it's the first time, but it's definitely the first time we came prepared.
Yeah.
So.
And obviously, what a great run by you and the whole team. Ran up front. At one point, I think you were up in the top 3.
Yeah, we were in 3rd.
That's a big deal when you're racing against these guys.
And it's what it was a little lack of experience of running these big races. We didn't know enough to keep up with the track, building rubber.
Yeah.
I mean, if we'd have opened our stagger 1/8 to 1/4 in the back on that pit stop when we changed tires, who knows where we'd end up.
Now you learn, but
right.
Race season's winding down. We had the Bangor champions on earlier.
Yep.
Unity's got to wrap up. We still got some big races to go. We got the Long John at Unity.
Yep.
Oxford is going to. They got the big Pass weekend, the Pass Championship weekend coming up October 1st. We still got RKS going on. There's still a ton of stuff.
Yep.
And don't forget this weekend down in Loudon is the second race in the Chase. If you already got your tickets and you need a ride, call VIP Tours. They got half a bus full. They're not selling a ticket package this year, but what they are doing is they're allowing you to take your ticket, buy the bus trip, and take the bus ride down. So great opportunity, and that's the only way to go.
Getting back to the Pass race, got to throw out a plug to Southern Maine Motors. They brought the show with them. They're one of our sponsors. They brought the show on, and both of their cars that they sponsor finished in the top 5.
I hate to go back to this. Kind of resembles the first pass race ever here. Poolin, people still call it the Poolin 400, right? But this weekend was the SouthernMaineMotors.com. Same thing, you know. And we had Scott on earlier, and he just couldn't thank his team enough, and talked about, you know, one of our old guys that he stole from his Lonnie team was Seth, you know, and that's got to be different for Seth working with somebody like Scott, because Scott's kind of like, he always likes to do it himself. Hell, I think he'd like to come in and change his own tires, you know, but you know, I think he realizes now, for him to be successful, he's got to loosen up a little bit, and today was the proof. I mean,
Scotty had a fast car. Scotty finished second.
Yeah. So. And Lonnie 4th, so you know, for all the money they spent for the weekend, and obviously Southern Maine Motors was on Scott's car as well as Lonnie's, you know.
Yep. They both had good going cars, you know. It came right down to it. It was a barn burner at the end, you know. It was exciting. I was up on the mic with Dan for like the last 13 laps after that last caution. I never shut up the whole time.
Oh, really? So, but that's what you got to do as a spotter, you know.
Yep.
And that's what, you know, people don't realize, and maybe we'll do a little thing this winter on spotting, and how crucial it is. It's like having a second driver, a driver in the sky.
I have the worst headache right now from spotting a 100-lap limited race and then spotting a 300-lap pro stock race.
No, I can imagine.
You know, it's a total concentration. I'm like almost ready to fall down as we talk.
Well, don't fall down, because all the wreckers are going home, and I don't know how we're going to get you up. We'd have to roll you up in the trailer, and I'd drop you off on the way home.
Yeah.
But you weren't able to spend much time with us, but you did a great job. I want to thank Dave Stewart, who followed me around for the day, and you know, he's realizing, him and Lou were talking earlier, you know, about plans. They
None.
figured out.
Zero.
I don't make plans. We make them as we go, right? As far as I even got kids, right? And usually we plan those things. But great time. You know, hopefully everybody can travel. You know, we got some racing going on this upcoming weekend. Support any tracks that are left going, because it helps get them through the winter. And I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to come over and wrap this up. And congratulations to all the winners today, in particular Johnny Clark, for winning his 3rd Pass 300 here at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
It was a great time. Sorry I couldn't have spent more time with you, but I was a little busy.
That's all right. And we'll see you next week on Mainly Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainely Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.